Yo, it's currently 2:40 p.m. Saturday, August 22nd, 2026. Um, and today's topic is the real soul food is this truth. And um, something that was used to even bring this thought to mind was I was just driving past some abandoned restaurant and it had soul food written on it. And it hit me that the real soul food is this truth, man. You get what I'm saying? Because when you find out about this information and it's Yahweh's will that you accept it, it opens your eyes to things, to certain things, and it makes you realize just how much, a lot of mainstream things in life that are pushed, it simply doesn't matter, and it's just not worth the worry. You get what I'm saying? You know, this truth, it it it, it makes your soul happy, if you of a person that if you're a person that the Most High wants it to, you know, to make sense to, it makes you feel good, it's comforting, when you hear about the prophecies that all of the negative things that goes on in this world, you know, all of the heinous crimes committed against men, women, and children, just the outright outrageous treatment of the poor and needy. You get what I'm saying? It's comforting to hear that Yahweh is gonna send Yahweh Shah back and set all these things straight and just put things back in order and end poverty and world conflict. That's code for. You know what I'm saying? It's a beautiful thing. So this is the real soul food. Like people, people ain't gonna have to pay for water no more. You know, especially Israelites. Israelites gonna be at peace. No more bills to worry about. These are things that are very pleasing to the soul. You know what I'm saying? This is the real soul food here. You know. Let me get that verse. Where it's at. Let me find it. Hold on. Um, let me pull this verse up. Let me pull this verse up. Coming, coming. I'm coming. I'm coming. And this is Yahweh Shah speaking. And then said Yahweh Shah to those Jews which believed on him, if ye continue in my word, then are ye my disciples indeed, and shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. You get what I'm saying? When you find out about this information, it's a it's two sides to it, of course, which with much wisdom is much grief. But on the flip side, it makes you free because it opens, like I said, it opens your eyes. It helps you see what you ought to worry about and what you ought to not give two nickels about, 2 cents about. You get what I'm saying? To say it politely, you know. But it sets you free also because it lets you know that there's actually gonna be a happy ending to life. All of the nonsense is gonna end one day, man. You know, who in their right mind would not want to hear this information and accept it? I mean, of course we know why, because it's just for a lot of people it's just not Yahweh's will for them to accept it. But bro, this is a beautiful thing, man. This truth is a beautiful thing. Of course, like I said, there's two sides to it. You're gonna get persecuted and treated like trash, and daggone, just persecuted in general, laughed at, mocked. But when it's all said and done, and after all the plagues hit and the thermonuclear destruct, when all that's over, and the people who need their asses handed to them get their asses handed to them. When all this nonsense is over, It's gonna be world peace, man. Let me get that. It's gonna be world peace. It's gonna be world peace when all of this nonsense is over, bro. All of this nonsense is over. Let me find that. Let me find that. Okay. All right. Hmm. This is Isaiah 2, verse 3, and it says, "And many people shall go and say, Come ye, and let us go up to the mountain of Yahweh, to the house of the God of Jacob, and he will teach us of his ways, and we will walk in his paths. For out of Zion shall go forth the law and the word of Yahweh from Jerusalem. And he shall judge among the nations, and shall rebuke many people, and they shall beat their swords into plowshares, and their spears into pruning hooks. And nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore." You get what I'm saying? So when all of these things are over, it's gonna be world peace, man. I mean, who the hell in their right mind doesn't want world peace? You know? Anybody that doesn't want world peace, man, you gotta think twice of about how you should even feel about them. You get what I'm saying? Cause what the hell? You know how many lives are lost in battle, nigga? And you want this shit to just continue and keep going? You know what I'm saying? For real, man. The shit that goes on in this place is crazy, man. Cause we have imbeciles at the top, But one day, one day all of this nonsense is gonna be over, and the world is truly gonna be at peace, and all creation is gonna be happy. That's another verse too. Let me find that. See if I can find that. Let me find that. Hmm. See if I can find that. If I can't find it, Yahweh will. I'll post the verse that I'm talking about in the description or the comment section. But the verse talks about all creation is waiting on. I'm paraphrasing, like I said, I have to go find it. All the creation is basically waiting on the true people to be revealed. When the righteous ruleth, the people rejoice. So this is a comforting thing, man. It's a beautiful thing. Like I keep saying, like, shoot, you can't say it enough. This is the true soul food. You get what I'm saying? The real stuff that should be labeled as soul food is the teaching the truth of the Bible, nigga. Like, that's the real soul food, man. You get what I'm saying? This is the real soul food, man. For real. This is the real soul food. True comfort for the soul, man. True comfort for the mind, body, and spirit, man. You get what I'm saying? This is true comfort right here, knowing that Yahweh's gonna set all of this shit back in order, and set things straight, and have a well designed, properly functioning, healthy, environment, a healthy ecosystem, man. Instead of this fucking, clogged toilet of a society that we live in and have to suffer in today. You get what I'm saying? Word, man. This is the true soul food right here, man. You get what I'm saying? Proverbs 3:13. Happy is the man that findeth wisdom. Happy is the man that findeth wisdom, and the man that getteth understanding. Like I said, there's two sides to it, of course. Because once your eyes is open, you see how much shit that you thought was sound was actually bullshit. So it can drive you crazy sometimes. But on the flip side of that, you understand what's actually valuable. And you have something to look forward to that's actually worthwhile. Like the kingdom of heaven. That's something that's worthwhile, man. Instead of, wasting time on the college degree, putting too much time into things that's not gonna save you, whatever it may be. But the true thing to worry about is the kingdom of heaven, man. You know? This is another verse, Psalms 146, verse 5. Psalms 146, verse 5. Happy is he that hath the God of Jacob for his help, whose hope is in Yahweh his God. You know? When you hear this truth and you truly accept it and truly submit to Yahweh and are sincere, you know, Yahweh will, Yahweh will you be sincere and the Most High decides to help you, That's a comforting thing, man, to have the creator of heaven and earth on your side, man. But the way you do that is by doing what the hell you're supposed to do, and that's keeping the commandments. Don't expect them to be on your side and you out here misbehaving, man. You got to behave yourself, man. Otherwise, he going to whoop your ass. You get what I'm saying? So, yeah, man. This is the true soul food, man. This is the true soul food right here, my nigga. This is where it's at. The truth is where it's at, man. But word, I think that's all the Most High God Yahweh put on my heart to say at this time. So anyways, all praise to the Most High God Yahweh in the name of Yahweh Shah, and love you and peace.